So guys, I am here in Baguio, which is around about 8 hours north of Manila, and I'm just drinking some rum. No jokes. So I'm going to tell you a story. Basically, I was in Cebu City at the mall, and I was looking for some memory cards. And I found a camera shop called Henry's Cameras, and they offer a photo talk that day. So they invited me to come along and experience that photo talk. So what I wanted to share was just a whole bunch of tips that I learned from attending that photo talk in Ayala Mall in Cebu City. Basically, the first photographer was a wedding photographer called Jiggy Alejandrino, and he offers 3 tips. So, number 1, master the gear that you have. I think that's a really awesome tip because I shoot on the Sony a7 III. This guy was shooting on the a7 R3, R2, R. So he's obviously mastered his gear like over the period of being a wedding photographer. And I think that's something that I've really been focusing on in the last sort of 9 months since I bought the camera, the a7 III. I've really been focusing on learning that piece of equipment. And a big part of that learning has been working out how the menu systems work. It's like hitting up tutorials on YouTube and just really nutting out how to use that camera. You know, so when an error message pops up one day, I've got how to deal with that problem saved to a playlist on YouTube. So when I'm out in the field taking photos, I can just be like, oh, this again. And then in a few minutes I've got that video up and I'm going through the tutorial. So I find having a playlist for common error problems with this camera incredibly useful and time saving.
Alright, this is the Sony a7R Mark III. I'm going to show you how to reset the camera back to the factory setting.
Number 2, it's more stressful to complain than to solve the problem. So for example, if you're photographing kids and they give you this expression, which happens all the time when you're photographing kids, they will pose. It's more stressful to be like, oh damn it, how do I get them out of this? Every place I go to in the Philippines, they frickin' do this thing or like this or this business. Mitchell Kanaskovich has some really good advice in this regard, and he says when you're photographing people to let them get that initial performance out of the way, all this peace signs and smiles and things that don't lead to an authentic image. Let them get this performance out of the way, and as they relax and they get used to you and they get used to the camera, they just end up doing the tasks that they're doing, and it leads to much more natural looking images. Another situation might be like you're complaining about the weather. It's raining a lot. Some people might complain, oh, it's raining, I'm always getting wet when I'm out doing street photography. Rather than complaining about it, you can see it as a massive opportunity. Like, photos look really, really cool when it rains. You have all the raindrops everywhere, you get reflections. It just looks stunning. And also, usually it's a little bit more overcast when it's raining, so you haven't got that harsh light from which happens on sunny days. There's a lot of advantages to shooting in the rain despite your gear getting wet. So I think you can always look at it negative Nelly or positive Percy. So always try and align yourself with positive Percy.
Maybe in our world here, there lives a happy little mountain.
Number 3, perfect the shot. Shoot your signature shots over and over again until you become an expert in that shot. So in order to perfect your shot, your signature shot, shoot it over and over again. Like, capture that shot that you really love to do and just keep shooting it. For me, when I was first traveling, it was people shots. So if you looked at my Instagram maybe a month or 2 ago, it would just all be flooded with people shots. Kids, older people, people doing stuff, fishermen. That was my shot. I loved being around people and I loved to get that shot. And so that was my signature shot. Lately I've been trying to become a little bit more versatile by telling more of a story than just the people that inhabit that area. This video was a lot of fun and I look forward to sharing more. This video was a lot of fun. This video was a lot of fun and I look forward to sharing more from the photography journey from those with more experience and expertise than myself. If you want to join me on that journey and be notified of new video uploads, make sure to subscribe. And with that being said, have an epic day.